Good morning, students. So, here we are with the next biology class, and we will start with the next topic, which was structure of a cell. The next part of the same chapter, structure of a cell. Before this, we have read various kinds of cells, the shapes, and we have read the cell theory. And today we will study the structure of particularly the of a animal cell and a plant cell. See, dear students, cells may be of various shapes as you have read, but their structure is common. Means all the cells have a covering. Here I will draw and you can draw with me along with if you want to know. The structure is of extreme importance because it will come in your exams either to draw or they may be asking you some diagram based questions. Suppose this is an animal cell. So all the cells have a covering. We will call it membrane. We call it membrane and generally we call it cell membrane or it is also known as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane or cell membrane. Same way, if you see a plant cell, it is also, every cell is surrounded with a particular covering, a membrane. This is the cell membrane. In addition, in animal cell, there is only cell membrane. But in plant cells, in addition to cell membrane, there is extra cell covering which is called cell wall. I hope you have drawn these structures earlier also in class 6 or 7. This is the cell wall. This cell wall provides rigidity and strength to the plant cells. That is why plant cells are more rigid. They are hard and flexible also, but hard, very hard. So let's get back to the animal cell. So this is the cell membrane. Each cell has a membrane which is called cell membrane. The function of this cell membrane is, many functions are there. First of all, like it gives a definite shape. For example, here this is the cell membrane. Here in neuron cell, this is the cell membrane. So the cell membrane gives a definite shape to the cell and it also basic function is it regulates the fluidity of the materials, means the movement of the molecules or the things moving inside and outside of the cells. Cell membrane is selectively permeable means it allows only selective things to move inside the cell or to come out of the cell. Cell wall in plant cells is fully permeable. It can allow all the things easily to flow inside the cell or to come. But cell membrane which is present in both the cells, it allows only selected material. That is why it is called semi-permeable membrane. Then each cell has there are certain structures inside the cells, specialized structures. I would say specialized. If you say what is inside the cell, inside the cell there are specialized structures which are capable of performing functions. We call them organelles, or you can say pronounce it as organelles, cell organelles. Okay, and these cell organelles are embedded inside the cell in a semi-fluid substance which is dense fluid, also called as matrix. We can show it with a dotted appearance. This is a semi-fluid substance. We call it cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? It is a semi-fluid substance present inside the cell in which the specialized structures called the organelles are embedded. The cytoplasm is always in some sort of movement and it helps the cells to perform the various activities. Now, you all have read that inside the cell there is a very important specialized structure. Now there are many structures Few of them you have already read, means few of the organelles you have already read, such as nucleus. I'm sure that you all must have read this word nucleus, which contains the hereditary information. It is extremely important organelle of the cell. All these organelles are membrane bound. Membranous means all these structures, they have their own covering, own membrane. So every organelle you draw inside the cell will have its own covering or membrane. Like this is the nucleus, it is covered by nuclear membrane. Okay? And then inside the nucleus there are chromosomes, or it lies in the form of chromatin network. This we will read later on in detail. Now let us read about some other organelles, cell organelles. So cytoplasm, cell membrane, also called as plasma membrane, nucleus. Now let's draw the other organelle named as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. This name reticulum suggests, reticulum name is given due to network. Reticulum means network. This endoplasmic reticulum, this organelle, is so small that it can be seen only under an electron microscope. And the structure is such that from its outer side it is attached with the the cell membrane, and from the inner side it is attached or continued with the nucleus. You can draw like this, and then it is in continuation with the nucleus. What is this I have drawn? Endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of a structure which is present everywhere in the cell. Throughout the cell it is present, and it increases the surface area of the cell too, because it is present everywhere and very very minute. So you can say that it increases the surface area of the cell, and it is from its one side it is attached with the nuclear membrane, and from the outer side it is attached with the cell membrane. Now it can be present in two forms. One form is either in this form, plain, without any attachment of other organelles, then it is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. SER I would like. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Or sometimes it has some granules attached on its surface. Granules. These are the ribosomes attached on its surface. Ribosomes, which is another type of organelle which helps in protein synthesis. So if ribosomes are attached on its surface, then it is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. So here we have drawn rough endoplasmic reticulum. Side by side you can refer your diagram which you need to draw in the book. This diagram, this is your endoplasmic reticulum. This one, this is with the ribosomes, so it is called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and this is without ribosomes, so it is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, I told you why it is called reticulum, because it is, you can see in the book, it is actually an irregular network of double membranes distributed over the entire cytoplasm in a cell, and it is written at its outer end it is connected to the cell membrane, and inner end is connected to the nuclear membrane. It appears rough when small granules called ribosomes are attached to it, and appears smooth without them. Okay, its function is it forms a supporting framework, means as I told you that it is present everywhere, it is scattered throughout the cytoplasm, so it provides some sort of supporting framework, and it increases the surface area also. And the most important function is it helps in transporting, circulating the things between the cell, inside the cell, from one place to another cell inside the cell. So we can say the function as one is supporting framework, and second is distribution of the materials from one part of the cell to the other. It is clearly mentioned in your book. So function you have to learn from here. So moving on to the next cell organelle, let us study about ribosomes. So here we have drawn some ribosomes. These are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. That is why it was called. So it gives a rough appearance. So we call it rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes can be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, or they can be present freely anywhere inside the cell. The ribosomes are small granules. They help in protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. You can refer to your book. Ribosomes are numerous small granules, either scattered freely, just like we have drawn now, or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. And these are called the factories because they help in synthesis of the protein. So protein factories. Is it clear? So the next organelle we are going to study is mitochondria. Mitochondria. Singular is pronounced as mitochondrion, or you can call it as mitochondria. It is the next organelle. Now mitochondria, as I told you earlier, that all these organelles, they are membranous. They all have their membranes. So now let us draw mitochondria. This is the outer membrane of mitochondria. And now the inner membrane of mitochondria has numerous folds in it. So you need to draw in this way. There are many folds, right? Another one, we can draw this side. You can draw anywhere in the cell. This is the outer membrane, and now the inner membrane. Inner membrane of mitochondria is folded. It has numerous folds. The numerous folds are called cristae. Let us write down here. This is mitochondria. In your book, they have referred as single, like see here, mitochondria. And they have also shown you the double-walled inner wall thrown into folds, and the folds are called cristae. The function of mitochondria in cell, they have drawn like this, mitochondria. And the function is mitochondria help in respiration. Dear students, you have read that blood takes oxygen to the cells, blood takes glucose, that is food in the form of glucose, to the cells. Now what happens inside the cells to this glucose, to this oxygen? You have already read that inside the cells, the cell organelles, which is, what happens inside the cell, that inside the cells the food is oxidized, it is broken down in the presence of oxygen to give us energy. You all have read this. But now, to be very clear, if somebody asks you where inside the cell, where does this take place, this process of respiration? It takes place inside mitochondria. Mitochondria are the site for respiration. Means inside the mitochondria, food is broken down and energy is released. And this energy is not in the form of light or heat, but it is in the form of chemical substances, chemical energy, which is stored in the form of ATP inside the mitochondria. So you can refer in your book. They have explained you that mitochondria are double-walled bags. As I told you, their inner walls produced into finger-like processes, that is the folds, which are called cristae. And mitochondria are the sites where cell respiration occurs to release energy. And this energy is in the form of chemicals, and it is stored in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That is the reason that mitochondria are also known as powerhouses of the cell. I hope I am clear. So till today we have read 3-4 organelles. We have read about cell membrane, cytoplasm, smooth and rough endoplasmic reticulum, and mitochondria. In the next video, we will continue with the same cell structures and we will read more about the cell organelles. Till then, you revise this much and draw the diagrams in your notebooks. Thank you. God bless you.